Okay, so you sent me 2 recordings. This is the first one that you sent, the one with the thing on this map. And first of all, thank you for getting the session and the replays. Now, before I begin, the one thing, what I'm looking for specifically for the thing is playing aggressive, but also knowing when to retreat, as in when to use your leap, when to use your charge, or like going in and going out, and also not going too far forward, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's just get started and see what we have here. Okay. I'm not sure why you waited there. Like, right here. You know, your entire team is with you. Why are you waiting around instead of punching right away? You know, like, you see you're kind of standing around here for no real reason, where you could just instantly start walking up and start punching this Penny, maybe destroy her nest, but like, just keep punching this guy, because I'm not really sure why you're waiting around. You're full HP. Your entire team is with you. Why are you scared? And by the way, as far as you can see, the only enemy on your screen is one Penny. So there's really no reason to be scared right now. You should immediately start punching this guy like this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but you should have done it even faster. Now this is good, probably a bit too aggressive though. Right? Because, look where you are compared to the rest of your team. You're way forward compared to them. Which is not ideal, because if you see here, the entire enemy team is in front of your face, which is very dangerous for you. You can very easily get killed almost instantly like this. So, what I think you should have done is you keep fighting here, right? So maybe do this punch, but there's no need to keep going even further, because then you kind of desync from the rest of your team. So maybe turn around and start punching this guy instead. Okay, now you wait for your team, that's fine. Yeah. So this is fine, except for the fact that you have to watch your HP, especially on the thing, because you don't have any shield or anything else that can really block damage. You have to be very careful with managing your health. Meaning, if you start taking this much damage, it's probably not gonna be like a good opportunity to keep going. So if you see yourself, especially like you're half HP like this, maybe jump back to your team, or like wait for half a second behind some cover, get more health back, and then start fighting again. Right? Because you take a lot of extra damage and you get forced back. You almost died, actually. And also there's a Spider-Man, like, destroying your backline somewhere. Where is he? Yeah. There's this Spider-Man who's killed 2 of your people. It's not the best. I mean, you can't deal with him super well, but you do have the charge, which makes him unable to actually jump. So it's worth trying to just maybe see when the Spider-Man is going in and charging on your backline. Yeah. I think like one of the biggest issue I'm seeing so far is you're not really turning around and checking on your team, which is especially important for the thing, because you need to look behind you for the leap, right? If you want to leap to someone, you have to look behind you. And just in general, as a tank, you should always try to like look behind you whenever you can, like every 5 seconds actually. However, another thing I'm noticing is you're really not doing well with managing your HP. Like, you take so much damage and you still keep fighting, whereas you should push up, take some damage, then back away a little bit, wait yourself to get healed, and then go again. Instead, you're trying to keep fighting non-stop, even when you're taking a lot of damage. And especially, look, you're not using your leap charges, which you don't really want to be keeping them for nothing because they do give you 30% damage reduction. So especially if you have another tank with you, like this Strange, you can just leap to him, right? Give him damage reduction and you get damage reduction so that you can actually fight better because of that damage reduction. You don't really want to be wasting your charge, because every time you don't use it, every second spent not using a charge means that the charge is not going back up. Alright, so you've died with all of your charge. You also could have used your charge right there. So you die with both of the leap, which is damage reduction. The charge also gives you 200 HP and it helps you get away. And you died with all of your abilities unused, basically. You just used the Invisible Woman team up, but the other two of your abilities, you just haven't used them. Okay, now using the charge to get back. However, why are you really walking up here? Like, basically your entire team is dead. And look at you. You're again way forward compared to the rest of your team. Okay, at least you're waiting around a little bit. Okay, that's fine. That's good. But now that your team is with you, you should start going aggressive. There you go. Again, you did get... I don't know, I feel like you're just being way too eager and you're trying to go all the way deep instead of kind of taking it checkpoint by checkpoint, right? So you'd be starting to fight here, maybe start pushing the enemies back, and then as the enemies go back, maybe start pushing even closer, but you don't go all the way to the back, right? Especially on the thing, because you don't really have the mobility for it. You also did get blown up by penny mines, which is unfortunate. But that's something else that you have to remember, right? There's going to be a penny on the enemy team and she's going to be placing mines down. So you want to remind yourself that, oh, there's mines down here. Maybe I should be careful where I step. Okay, you get clobbered. Okay. Okay, that's fine. But where's your ultimate? I mean, there wasn't the best opportunity to use it, but... Okay, so you get stunned here, but look, you could just try to stun the backline over here, right? Like, look at this. You could try stunning it like this, because the cloak ultimate is just about to run out soon. Maybe not. But I still think you could have used it, like maybe here, maybe over there. Or here you could use... You can use your ultimate just for one support. It is worth it to kill one support with your ultimate. It doesn't have to hit an ultimate with like 5 people. If you can secure a kill, especially on a support with your ultimate, it's more than enough. Especially because you charge it incredibly quickly on the thing, because you can spam a lot of right-click punches, which add up insanely fast. Again, still, your ultimate wasn't super needed now, but earlier you definitely could have used your ultimate. Why did you run away from a cloak here? Okay, so you fight this guy here, that's understandable. Why do you turn away here? Did you not see him? I'm not really sure why you tried to turn away here. Okay, going after him. I think this is, again, you just wrote, look, this is such a perfect ultimate opportunity. Look at this, there's literally just the 2 supports in front of you. All by themselves. Out of position, because this point is literally about to be captured, which means they're going to be way out of position. This is such an insane ultimate here. Why are you running away from 2 supports with your ultimate? Like, look at this. This is such a good ultimate, man. Instead, you get bullied by 2 supports. You could have just used your ultimate. Right? And like I said, your ultimate recharges quickly, and it's worth it to be used to kill a support. Especially because you had 2 supports here, so I'm not really sure why you're keeping your ultimate here. Because if you killed those supports there, they would have staggered because you just captured the point, so they would have staggered for the next fight, so you could have kept pushing even harder. And that's how you snowball games. Okay, let me see when you use your ultimate. Okay, like here, you can use it even there. You could have used it even here, man. Just right away, look. Boom, 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 boom. Use your ultimate. Right, you hit 3 people. Or you can even go here, but you probably don't see her. However, this is a nice ultimate. This is an even better ultimate because you're closer. Why are you not using your ultimate, man? I don't understand. Or here, look at this. Look at this. Please tell me in the next 1 second you're using your ultimate here. Like, look at this, man. This is just so good. Instead, the Cloak and Dagger lives and uses her ultimate instead. And you still haven't used yours. Yeah, I'm not really sure why you're just not using it. I mean, again, this wasn't the best ultimate, right? But at least you used it. Still, it's way too late. Like, I guarantee you could have had another ultimate if you just used it earlier. Yeah, you're again kind of overextending. You know, I don't think it's worth chasing a guy all by yourself, especially a Baki. Like, yeah, you probably can kill him, but it's just not worth the risk, especially when you already have better targets right next to you. You know, especially a Baki. Yeah, you can kill him, but it's just not really worth it, risking. But you saw how you were again way too forward compared to your team. Especially on the thing, because you rely so heavily on your team, because if you don't have any teammates around, you can't leap back to them. Which is why on the thing specifically, it's incredibly important to always stay near your team. If you don't have a teammate, you literally do not have an ability. That's how much that's how badly you want to be next to a teammate. And again, you wanna use the leap, or like you can use the leap on the second tank, so you can fight while having 30% damage reduction. Instead of using it only to disengage, because then you kind of wasted the damage reduction because you're out of the fight. Right, so like here you could be using it on the other tank, right? Use it on your Strange. You get damage reduction and he gets damage reduction. Instead, you're again looking to use it backwards, but you waste the damage reduction like this. And also, what I think you should be trying to practice is play behind the corner, charge up your punch, and then peek just as you hit the punch. So like, charge, peek punch, charge, peek punch, charge, peek punch. Instead of always being out in the open like this while also charging your punch, because you take a lot of extra damage during that time. Now there's also here, why are you going forward when the enemy Cloak and Dagger has used their ultimate? Because you're not going to kill anyone, so when an enemy uses an ultimate, especially a support ultimate, that's most likely the time where you can chill slow down and just wait out the enemy support ultimate. So instead of going forward and being more aggressive, you should instead slow down and be more passive while the support ultimate is going on. Unless your own support uses their ultimate, but in this case it doesn't seem like it. Right, so if the Cloak and Dagger is using their ultimate, that's not the moment to go forwards. Right, because the enemies are just going to be immortal, so there's no reason to go forward because you're not going to kill anything. And you actually die, right? So, and again, if we look, right, compare, again, kind of like the same situation again. You're kind of cut off from the rest of your team, or like there's a big discrepancy in where your team is and where you are. I don't even know what attempt this is, but has happened just way too many times already. Right? That's why I say just always try to be close to your team. Now I hope you use your ultimate here. Again, still a little bit way forward compared to your team. Or like a bit too early, which makes you take too much damage and forces you to back away. Okay, now that your team is here, use your ultimate. Use your ultimate. Especially, look, there's a free support to hit right here. Okay, you are using it. There you go. Look. Look how much nicer it is when you actually use your ultimate. You killed both of the supports, and now the enemy team is screwed because they have no supports. Very well done. Nice. I like that. Keep doing that, right? Keep using your ultimate. That was a bit unfortunate. He did use his ultimate, but it's whatever, right? There's no real way you can respond to that. Yeah, now you have to chill because you have no teammates. Use your E. You should have used your E way sooner, by the way. Alright, and you also shouldn't really be fighting here, because you literally just saw 3 of your teammates die by the Spider-Man, so maybe push the point a little bit, but as soon as you see the enemies coming back, it's definitely a go back moment and wait for the rest of your team that just died. Alright, so definitely don't play aggressive here. And also, use your leap, use your E on the other tank, give both of you damage reduction. Alright, so that you fight with that damage reduction on. Alright, so like maybe use it here. I mean, definitely use it there. Okay. Yeah, I just have to, you have to chill, man, you have to chill, why are you going forward? Your tank is dead, or like your other tank is dead. The enemy has used one support ultimate and the Bucky ultimate, which is also on you because you see the red mark down there. So why are you going forward right here? Just try to hold this maybe, right? Like try to hold this or hold the other side, right? But why are you going forward here? You know, why are you punching forward like this? Of course you die. You know? When enemy uses ultimates, if you don't respond with your own ultimate, or if your teammates don't respond, that's 90% of the time, it means you have to chill and wait them out. Because if they use an ultimate, the enemies have the advantage, so you don't want to fight when the enemies have the advantage. You want to chill down and let their advantage run out. Okay, nice. Go straight for the supports. Good. I like this. Good, good. If you die, I think it's okay. Yeah, I think this was not the worst play, because you did kill a support. You have 3 people on you. If your team can't kill one Strange by himself, yeah, that's a bit of a team gap. But I do think this was okay. Still, you are definitely cut off from the rest of your team, which, again, it's kind of the same mistake that I've seen earlier, but it's just that this time, it's not the worst. However, the fact that it's been repeating so many times over, it means it's definitely one of your bad habits that you keep pushing yourself forward compared to the rest of your team. And this is definitely one of those habits that you should be looking to, like, fix. I don't think you're gonna make it to the point. Yeah, okay, you're not making it to the point. Okay, let's look at the other half. Okay, enemy is portaling. So, why are you holding this close? Maybe because of the enemy portal, but at the very least, I would still be trying to be holding here, maybe, or here, right? You don't want to hold right to the point, because it allows the enemies to walk up completely for free, so you want to hold a little bit closer. Generally, on any map, when you're defense, or even when you're reverse on attack and the enemies have to push back into you, you generally want to hold like the first corner of the map. So if we look here, right, it's literally a corner, so you'd be trying to hold like this first corner of the map. And if once you get pushed away from this, you kind of move back to the next corner, because if we can draw something like this would be another corner, or like from the other side. Right, so you kind of have to think about mini checkpoints on any map that you play. So this would be checkpoint number 1. Once the enemies start pushing up, you move back to the other checkpoint, right? And you go from checkpoint to checkpoint. But yeah, you don't want to start all the way in the back. Now let's see where the enemies teleport. Oh, they did the teleport from your friend. Yeah. I mean, this is one reason why you could say holding up front here is bad, but this teleport is not going to happen every time. And I'm pretty sure you can hear when the portal is happening, so then you can go backwards. However, yeah, this is just a bit unlucky. Normally, you would just hold here. Okay, it looks like he didn't do it that well either. Yeah, it looks like he didn't do it that well. But yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind, especially against range. If you hear him use the portal, definitely go back to the point. But other than that, you should be holding the first corner. Now, you did see a healer right here. Okay. So you did see the cloak right here, and I'm not really sure why you're not just going for this guy straight away, because he's completely left out of position, right? Like, you can very easily... Look, you even have your charge, right? So you could very easily just charge straight up to this guy and kill him. So I'm not really sure why you're not... There you go. I mean, he just came to you, but you should have tried going to him in the first place. And again, you haven't used your abilities at all, man. You have to use your abilities. Your leap on the other tank, even your charge. You could charge right here and kind of have that like damage with not... You could charge like right here and have that like mobility destruction area right here, or like charge around as the enemies go around. But yeah, why are you not using your abilities? There you go, that's a charge, nice. Again, way too forward. Way too forward. You're very lucky here, because that guy could have double headshot you and you'd be dead. You were almost caught up from the rest of your team again. Now, however, now that you know the enemy team does not have a strange portal, now you could definitely be holding a little bit closer, because they're not going to have the portal to cut you off, so you can definitely hold a little bit closer. Right, instead of letting them get this close to you for absolutely free. So you should definitely hold a little bit closer here. Yeah, man, like, look, you're just looking around, doing basically nothing. You're just pacing around, expecting something to happen, or just wasting time. You're not building ultimate charge. You're not blocking the enemies. You're just pacing around, right? That's why you should be, at least move here, you know? You could definitely move here and just start throwing some punches, instead of waiting for the enemies to get this close to you. I do like that you did try to block that guy. Yeah, I like that. However, now you're again punching out in the open, right? So if you want to hold here, at least hold here and use this to like do what I said, you know, charge punch peek, right? So you're not completely out in the open taking damage from all directions. Right? And if you want to hold the corner, what you can do is literally sit behind the corner like this, and there's no reason to pick the enemies if they're not close. So you can literally just be sitting here, and if they get too close, that's when you start punching. But even then, you are a bit forward compared to your team. Okay, nice. A bit too much, yep, nice. That's a nice back. Oh my god, these squirrels, man. Don't pick, you're 1 HP, don't pick. Why are you picking on 1 HP? Where's your ultimate? Right, you should have just stood here and wait for your healer to heal. And then, as soon as you have some HP, peek out and use your ultimate so you block the enemies from even getting close. Instead, they're just they're just walking up absolutely for free. Use your ultimate. No, not there. Not there. Like, you have so many better opportunities to use your ultimate. However, at least you use it this time. Alright, but look, there's a healer literally to your right. And again, using it on one person is not the worst. However, it's just, I think you had better opportunities. And there you go, you don't even hit him. I just think you have way better opportunities. But at least you used it, which is okay. You also didn't use your C ability, so yeah, just in general, like, I'm kind of seeing a pattern of you not really using your abilities overall. Like, the best case scenario, or like the best worst case scenario, is that you die, but all of your abilities are on cooldown. If you die, and most of your abilities are available, something definitely went wrong. Yeah, this is a bit aggressive. Because your team is with you, but the enemies did literally just capture the point, which means their spawn is literally right here. So this fight is just bad from the start. You don't want to be fighting this close to the enemy spawn, because even if you kill someone, they're going to be spawning literally right here. But if you die, you're going to be respawning all the way in the back over there. So you're not going to have the advantage at all. Yeah, I'd probably just try to back all the way, go as back as I can, or let myself die incredibly quickly. Because you've basically staggered here, which means you're gonna have one less fight for this point, so you're probably not even gonna get the chance for a good full fight here. Maybe you will, but it's definitely way closer than it should have been. Okay, I don't know if I would have charged there, right? Especially because the enemies are so close. Like, I'd probably just charge straight to the point and try to stop it. Like, yeah, this guy is here, but forget about this guy and just go to the point, man. You know, just use your charge, like, charge up through here and get to the point. Even though then you would be forward compared to the rest of your team, you have to touch the point, otherwise you lose the game like this. Yeah. Okay, so overall, for your Thing gameplay, number 1, use your abilities. Use your leap on your other tank if you have one, and if you're solo tanking, use your leap on maybe another DPS just so that you have that damage reduction as you're actually fighting. Because if you use it only to disengage, then that damage reduction is wasted because you're not going to be taking any damage because you disengage. So number 1, use your abilities, especially your ultimate. Like, on that first round, you definitely could have had at the very least another ultimate, if not even 2 more. As soon as you get it, you should be probably using your ultimate within the next, I don't know, 10 or 20 seconds, right? As soon as you have your ultimate, you should already be thinking about using it as soon as possible, because if you don't, you are wasting ultimate charge for your next ultimate. Secondly, stop going so aggressively forward. As in, slow down a little bit and try to play a little bit forward, but not so much that you're out of the range of your leap, especially compared to the rest of your team. Turn around, especially as a tank, you have to turn around every now and then, like every 5 seconds, and check on your team. Look behind you. Where is my team? Are they close enough? Can I fight? Can I push? And thirdly, if you have a bad fight, as in if the enemy has used ultimates, they have the advantage, so you need to chill and wait it out. If the enemies have just captured the point, you need to chill, get back and regroup. If your teammates have died, you need to chill, go back and regroup. And the way you do this is by pressing tab, looking at the kill feed and seeing who's alive on your team, and also by turning around, because you can see, oh, my teammates are in spawn, so maybe I shouldn't be fighting right now. And the way you practice this is you pick one of them at a time, let's say using your abilities, and you play some quick matches. I recommend quick matches because then you don't have to worry about winning or losing and can just focus on actually practicing. So you pick one of these things, let's say using your abilities, and as you play these quick matches for practice, you're going to be forgetting about everything else and only focus on this one specific thing, while speaking out loud and thinking out loud and narrating the game as you're playing it with the focus of the one specific thing that you're looking to improve for those games. So for example, with using your abilities, you would be playing a game and be thinking to yourself, okay, so I see the enemies are over there, I'm gonna leap to my tank so that we both have damage reduction, then I can fight. Okay, I'm fighting. Okay, I'm gonna use my charge to mess around with the enemies. Okay, I give my another leap to my tank so that I have more damage reduction. Okay, I'm using my team up ability so I have even more HP. Okay, I don't have my ability, I'm gonna chill out a little bit, and I'll just kind of literally narrate what's going on and how you're playing. And you go through each one of those things that I've mentioned one by one, and you take them one at a time, and you play until you feel confident enough, and then you move on to the next one. And another thing that you should be working on, actually, and I've just remembered, is managing your health, man. Especially on the team because you can't really block damage. You don't have any shields like Strange or Magneto. So you have to manage your health pool a lot more. Meaning, if you are around half HP, or even before that, you should already be thinking about disengaging or maybe slowing down and chilling before you actually get blown up and die fast. So you definitely have to play a little bit slower on the thing, and you have to play a lot closer to your team overall. Now this is the second replay that you sent me. Looks like it's the same map, and you're playing Rocket Raccoon. Now for Rocket, the things that are most important is staying alive, making sure your res beacon is hidden well and that it's in range of your teammates, moving up your beacon whenever you're fighting if you need to, and using your ultimate at the right time. Okay, so let's see how you're doing. Okay, it's not the worst spot. It's maybe a little bit out in the open. Like if someone comes from this side, it's kind of easy to hit it. It's not the worst spot, but this is probably a little bit better, right? Just because it's a bit more hidden, you know? But it's not the worst.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Friends have saved my life far more times than weapons. Even so.
Okay. Maybe you should turn around a little bit and check on where is everyone on your team, right? So this guy is very close. Maybe you should be prepared to heal him. This guy is even closer. Maybe you should be prepared to heal him. But, you know, don't just stare at the ground like this. You know, look around and check on your team. You want to know where your teammates are probably most of the time. especially at the start of a round, right? So this is way too late. And also, being on high ground as Rocket is not the best because of how his healing orbs work, because Rocket is very short. So you're going to be finding it that you're probably going to hit this ledge with your orbs a lot of time. And also, if you shoot them down, the orbs are going to bounce back up, which kind of pushes them away from your teammates. So even though high ground is great for, like, in general, with Rocket, it's not the best. Rocket is probably better played on the same level as your team so that your healing orbs can go through the entirety of your team. I like that you're shooting, however you're kind of in an awkward position right now. Yeah. Yeah, like this is just a really awkward position. You're way too exposed and you're, like, as Rocket, you should generally, like, never be in front of, because look, if we have to draw a line here, you would be, like, in front of your team, which, as Rocket, this should basically never happen. Alright, so just sit where this cloak is, and just heal through your team, you know? I know that you might be trying to play the high ground, because the high ground is good in general, but for Rocket specifically, just sit behind your team and just heal. That's really it. Like this, there you go. You should also be using your infinite ammo for your Punisher, because the enemies are close enough that the Punisher can actually start using that infinite ammo to push them away, or like to block them from going in. So this would actually be a good moment for the infinite ammo. I'm not really sure why you're not using it. Like, you've definitely had some good moments, and your rocket beacon is dead. Where is it? Yeah, which is exactly what I said would happen. It's way too out in the open like this. Like, you should be using it like this, or I said, you know, like this, maybe even here. But yeah, this is just, if it can be seen so easily from the main point, it's probably not a good position. Right? It needs to be hidden a little bit more. But again, where's your infinite ammo? You know? And because of that awkward position that you're in, it's very awkward to heal your teammates. That's why I said on Rocket, you just need to sit behind and just chill, man. Just sit behind. You can even sit all the way in the back because your healing orbs have infinite range. So just sit back and heal. And again, there you go, using that infinite. It's just, like, this is just a bit bad. Because now the enemies are a bit far away. So it's gonna be wasted. Whereas earlier, because the enemies were right here, it's way more difficult for the enemies to disengage away. So they have to kind of eat all the damage from the infinite ammo. Whereas here, like, they just can back away behind the corner. So the way you use your infinite ammo is almost kind of like an ultimate. As in, you want to use it during a fight where the enemies can't just easily disengage away from it. Okay, now they are walking up into the infinite ammo, but yeah, you don't want to be using it like that. You want to use it when the enemies don't really have an option. And why are you shooting when your teammates are taking damage? Right, look at this. Right now, nobody is healing on this team. This guy is doing damage, you're doing damage, and poor Punisher is dying for absolutely no reason. Like, your Punisher should never die like this. Just, again, you're trying to do something way too fancy. And there's no need for it. Just sit in the back and spam healing orbs. That's it. That's the Rocket gameplay. Of course, doing some damage and shooting can be extremely beneficial, but for 70% of the time, at the very least, just sit in the back and spam healing orbs. Like this. There you go. Just keep spamming orbs. Keep spamming orbs. But, right, just keep spamming orbs, but do it from a good position, where you don't have to hit, because you see your orbs are hitting the sledge, which is incredibly annoying. So, generally, with Rocket, you have to kind of be on the same level as your team. If you're below, it's awkward to hit. if you're above, it's awkward to hit. So be on the same level, right? Especially behind some cover. Like this would be probably the best position, because you can peek in and out of cover. You can heal your orbs on the same level. Right? This would be amazing. Or even any other position like this, or even here maybe, right? Whereas this is a bit out in the open and is way closer to the enemies. So as a support, if you have the option, you shouldn't be getting closer to the enemy. You should probably ult here, there you go. Although you probably could have put it like here, just so it has a bit more cover, not completely out in the open to get destroyed instantly. You know, so like maybe use it here. But this is also awkward because you are in a bad position. You took a lot of extra damage, which kind of forced you to place this ultimate out of panic, which made you put it in a bad position. Whereas if you played like here in the back, you could have placed your ultimate over there, you have cover, you don't take as much damage, and so you don't panic for no reason. I'll also probably throw my res beacon, like, right now. I know you want to heal, but it literally takes half a second to throw your res beacon over here. Or even here, right? You want, especially because there's a fight going on, so someone is definitely going to die, so quickly, just literally just press E, you know? So just quickly turn around and press E. One there or one there, wherever you want. Just make sure that it's deployed. Like you should deploy it, man. You do not want to be having it available like this and not deployed, because it's genuinely a second life for a teammate. Like, what if a teammate dies right now? And where's your infinite ammo? Again, why are you not using your infinite ammo? And why are you fighting on... There was the cloak ultimate sooner, but again, you're trying to do something that's not needed. Just sit in the back, place your res beacon, place your infinite ammo, and keep healing. And that's it. And also another thing to note with Rocket specifically is, if you have your res beacon available, you should not play aggressive, because if you die, the res beacon gets destroyed as well. So that's essentially 2 people dying for the price of 1. So if your res beacon is up, you should be doing your absolute best to stay alive until that res beacon is used. And if nobody dies, just don't play aggressive ever. Because you don't want to be wasting essentially 2 lives at the same time. Once the beacon is used or destroyed, then you can start playing a bit more aggressive, because it doesn't matter that much. But you still don't want to be doing it when your beacon is up. Yeah, I know this was kind of an awkward portal, it's whatever, yeah, I don't think this is the worst problem. Also kind of gets screwed over by the map. That's a bad demo ultimate, because the fight is lost already. Yeah, I mean, the portal fight here is whatever, but earlier, definitely, your positioning is just weird, and you're not using your abilities again. Like, kind of the same issue as the thing, you're just not using your abilities. There's a guy to your left. Are you gonna heal the Iron Man? What is this res beacon? Like, out in the open like this? I can already see it, and I bet it's gonna be destroyed by this Captain America in 5 seconds. Like, what is this? Just go a little bit out of your way and place it, I don't know, like, place it in here. You can just place it in here. Right? Place it in here, or place it behind this. I mean, this is a bit out in the open, definitely, but you can just place it in here. You know, there's no good spots on this point actually, but in here would definitely be way better than just throwing it out there in the open like that. You can even try to be a bit more sneaky and place it like over here or something. Like, I've actually seen people placing it over here, which is an insane spot, by the way. Alright, so you can place it here. Infinite ammo, there you go, finally. You should have just placed it a bit more forward. like this. Because he can't really use it the best from this position. Alright, like he's just on the cusp, so it's not ideal. Can also probably ult right now. There you go.
This is real firepower.
Alright, but you see your res beacon is dead. Because that was just a very awkward position. I still don't know why are you playing this close on Rocket. I understand that you want to be shooting, but it's really not that necessary. I just think you're putting yourself into a lot of unnecessary danger for no reason. Okay, shooting here is fine. Yeah, that's fine. You might want to be healing yourself. Okay, now you have your res beacon, you should be chilling. And you should also be placing your... You should be placing your res beacon, not fighting a Hela all the way over here. Like, you shouldn't fight a Hela from that far away. She should have the advantage. Just go place your res beacon, man, and chill. Place your res beacon. Your Emma's dying. Place your res beacon. There you go. Thank you. Heal your Punisher. Where's your Punisher? Look at your Punisher. Please, look at your Punisher. People here don't need healing. They have the Cloak ultimate, but your Punisher is incredibly vulnerable when he's ulting, so you should be using all of your attention on the Punisher to make sure that he does not die, and that he can use all of his ultimate as best as he can. So you should be pocketing this guy. Like, forget about these people. Just make sure the Punisher is fine. Look at this poor guy. He almost died because you ignored him. He almost died because you ignored him. Okay, shooting is fine here, no worries. Yeah, I think that's okay.
I'll get you next time.
And to be honest, for all the shooting that you've done, you really don't have the damage for it, right? So that's why I say it's kind of pointless in a way. You're way better off just healing and only shooting when there's really nothing better to do. There you go. That's a nice position. I like this position. Keep staying here. Keep staying here. Infinite ammo, please, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite... Oh my god, man. Why are you not using it? Why are you not using it? The enemies are right here, bro. Give this poor Punisher infinite ammo. Thank you. Res beacon, res beacon, res beacon. You should be tracking your res beacon to the second, right? As soon as that thing is available, it's instantly already deployed. Because even half a second can mean a teammate does not get rezzed compared to when he does get rezzed. You just do not want to be wasting your abilities like it, or like not even wasting, not using them. Now, it probably wouldn't have made that big of a difference because they did get destroyed here, but it's just the principle. You know, it's just the principle of not really using your abilities as soon as you have them. So if you don't use them, that's a few seconds wasted. That's a few seconds wasted each time. So they add up. And if during a game or like during a minute, you can use an ability, I don't know, 2 times over the course of a game, you're going to be wasting a lot of uses simply because you're just keeping them around for no reason. Where is your res beacon? Place your res... Again, as you're walking up to the point, place your res beacon. So you kill this guy. Nice, perfect. Place your res beacon here, bro. Place your res beacon here. Or like, yeah, like actually behind this door is quite good. So place your res beacon here, or place your res beacon here. Just place it anywhere, really.
Down to 30 seconds.
No? Especially on the fight like this, on the point, why are you not placing... Like, why are you placing it here, bro? It's completely out in the open. If this thing lives, I would be very surprised. Right? As you're walking up from... As soon as you respawn, you should already be thinking in your head, where am I going to place my res beacon? It's literally probably your most important thing on Rocket. You just cannot be placing it out in the open like this. The fact that it's not been destroyed yet, it's amazing, but it's not a good indicator for anything. Yeah, that thing should not have been there, so it's not a good positioning, it's just that the enemies were idiots in this case. And you're also way too close again, like, why are you this close to an Emma, bro? Why are you walking up into an Emma, especially in diamond form? Just stay away. You're putting yourself into a lot of unnecessary danger for absolutely no reason. To do what, some extra damage? Okay. It's kind of pointless. You almost died here for absolutely no reason. Same there, right? Like, all of this is bad because you've put yourself in a weird position and you actually even die. Just sit in the back and heal. That's it. Okay, where are we going to place your res beacon? That's what matters right now. You respawn on Rocket. Where am I going to place my res beacon? There you go. That's okay. I think that's an okay spot. Probably not the best, but at least you placed it. Keep healing. Look at your teammates. Keep healing. Maybe prepare for an infinite ammo if the Punisher starts using the... After he stops using the turret. So like, infinite ammo now. Okay, he's using his ultimate, never mind. Okay, you are getting screwed over by the map, that's okay. Again, why are you walking up to hit us a Hela? Why are you doing this? Just sit in the back and heal your teammates so they can kill the Hela. And why are you walking where she can actually hit you? Like, just look at all of this, like, poor, like, I just don't understand why. Literally, plant yourself somewhere and keep healing non-stop. Use your ultimate here, by the way. There you go, nice. Although it's way too close to the enemies. That's very destroyable. Yeah. But again, I feel like all of this happens because you walk way too close to the enemies for no reason. Just in general, as a healer, why would you want to be where the enemies are instead of trying to be where the enemies are not? And again, what is with this beacon, man? It's completely out in the open. At least place it, I don't know, right here as you're walking up. Like, look at this. I don't think you're even thinking about your beacons, to be honest. Infinite ammo, infinite ammo. Infinite ammo, give that guy infinite ammo. Why are you not using infinite ammo? Infinite ammo, please. Infinite ammo, please, infinite ammo. This game. Please, infinite ammo, this game. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, the game ends and you still haven't used your infinite ammo. Why are you not using it, man? Okay, let me look at the other half. Okay, there you go. Where's your res beacon? In your spawn. You don't want to keep it in the spawn. You want to move up with you because it does have a limited range. Look. Look, see? This means that your teammate is in range to be respawned in case he dies. However, because it's so far back, if we look at your tank, he doesn't have that icon, which means if he dies now, he's not going to be rezzed, which is bad. So you want to, as you're walking up, you want to be moving up your res beacon, kind of like moving it from checkpoint to checkpoint. So like maybe place it over here, maybe place it here, maybe place it here, just so that it's closer to your teammates so they can actually get resed by the beacon. So like move it up now, right? Redeploy it. Yeah, this is way too far. Redeploy it and maybe put it in here, like where you looked. There you go. Also, infinite ammo. There you go. Thank you. It's just a bit too late. It's too late, and now you're trying to redeploy the beacon as your teammates are taking damage, so there's a high chance they're probably going to die and not get rezzed. There you go. Your tank died, and he's not going to get rezzed. Right? And all because you just fucked around with your beacon, or like, not even. And you also placed your infinite ammo way too late. And you were also way too close to the enemies. So, stay back, make sure your res beacon is in a good spot, and use your infinite ammo. Where's your beacon? Why is it not up? What if someone gets double headshot by the Hela right now, and they die instantly? They're not gonna get rezzed. Res beacon, please, thank you. Infinite ammo. Infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo, infinite ammo. Infinite ammo this game, please. Okay, the guy's using turret. Why are you play like it's not even on your Punisher, man. It's not even on your Punisher. Like, you really have to be thinking about where you place your abilities. Because there's really nothing else to do on Rocket. You just sit in the back, hold the right click, and make sure your abilities are good. That's it. That's all Rocket has to do. I think this is an okay ultimate. Not the war. Yeah, it's an okay ultimate. Although, after seeing that the enemy has used 2 ultimates and my tank is dying, you can't just give up this fight and prepare for the next fight, right? But that's a bit more of an advanced concept, so it's not the worst ultimate. Okay, you swap to mag now. Okay. I mean, you playing Rocket is really not the issue there. It's just how you play the Rocket. Why are you bubbling yourself instead of the Punisher that's using his ultimate? I mean, you are kind of blocking damage for him, but you really should be keeping that bubble for your Punisher when he's using an ultimate, because he's incredibly vulnerable. You're a tank, man. And you are also... You are also basically full HP when you use your bubble, so... There's literally zero reason to use this bubble on yourself right now. Use it on your Punisher, because when Punisher is using his ultimate, he's incredibly vulnerable. Right, so you want to make sure that he lives and he can use his ultimate. Use your shield, try to block damage for the Punisher, thank you. Now you can bubble yourself, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Yep, wait around a little bit, that's fine. You also haven't used your C ability like once.
Only 60 seconds left.
Okay, use your C, use your C. Walk up, walk up, walk up, thank you. Thank you, nice. Give bubble to your Emma. Why aren't you bubbling your Emma? He's super low HP. Your Emma, I mean, you can even bubble this guy, but he's a bit far away. But you can definitely bubble your your Emma right now, right? You can definitely bubble your Emma. She's about to die. And you have your bubble available. Why aren't you bubbling your Emma?
Down to 30 seconds.
Thank you. Your Emma died and you still haven't used your bubble. And I guarantee you, if you used your bubble on Emma earlier, or like even earlier than that, you most likely would have had it come back again. Yeah, I don't even think you're going to touch.
You'll have to keep fighting.
I guess he's not gonna portal. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna make it in time. There's no way. Oh? Okay. Yeah, well, it's not. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Okay, so... overall, after watching your thing replay as well, I would say you're just not using your abilities, man. Why are you keeping them? Your ultimate on Rocket was a bit better, like, for sure, at least you are using it, but... just, you're not really using your abilities overall, or like, not even thinking about them, really. Right? Even for your thing, even for Rocket, even for Magneto, you're just not thinking about your abilities. So, the thing that you should be working on for Rocket are, number one, stop playing so close in the front. Right? Just sit in the back, stay behind some cover. Don't be this close. You're way too close most of the time. Just sit behind some cover in the back. Number two, make sure your res beacon is always in the best position and that it's always active so that it can actually heal people and that it's in a position close enough that your teammates are actually in range to be rezzed. Thirdly, if you have Punisher team up, use it whenever there's a fight going on. Why are you keeping it? And the way you practice these things is the same like I said on the thing. So you play some quick matches and you only focus on one thing at a time. For example, making sure your res beacon is always up and is always in a good position. As for your Magneto that I saw quickly, same thing. Make sure to use your abilities, use your bubble, use your team up if you have it. And yeah, man, that's basically it. The most important thing I would say by far is using your abilities. So whatever hero you play, keep reminding yourself, I've got to use my abilities. I'm going to use it for this. I'm going to use it for that. Make sure that your ability usage is on point. Secondly, your positioning. On the thing you were either too forward, but even on Rocket you are playing way too aggressive in the front when you should just be playing in the back a lot more chill. I would say in general just play a bit more chill. Don't be so aggressive into the enemies. Okay, well, those are the replays. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions after watching this or there are any issues coming up, send me a message and I'll be more than happy to reply. Again, thanks for getting a session and good luck, bro.